Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Try Self-Love podcast. I'm here with Kristen, super excited for episode 25. Kristen, how are you
Wow,
doing?
I'm good. There's episode 25. That's like sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's
Seems like
great.
a lot. It's good. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
been
How are
it's
you?
been an exciting 6 months. So I am doing good. Thank you.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah, so this episode, Kristen and I wanted to just make it a little lighter. We've had a lot of heavy topics, and as we see from our download count, that's good. A lot of people needed them, and we're very glad. But we also want to help people maybe shift into a lighter space. We're always going to want to just move higher, right? Like vibrate a little higher, seek that peace if there is any to be found, seek something to smile about. That really is good for our mental health. So we know that a lot of our listeners are struggling with some really dark things, and it's hard out there. COVID has definitely changed the landscape of the world, especially with mental health. So we're not trying to just brush things under the rug at all, but we do want to offer some ways to maybe talk ourselves into a better place, because there, as dark as it is, there is always light.
Yeah, I think that might be the point too. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to say something else there?
Oh, no, no, no. I could tell you had something to say. So
No, I'm like, let me say things. No, but it is true. I think the whole purpose is not to stay down in the icky and the mucky stuff. I mean, it might seem like we're in it for a long time. Maybe we've been in it 30, 40, 50 years, since we were children. But when we can find and grasp for that higher place, yeah, let's do it. Because it when we have the muscle memory of, oh yeah, I remember what it was like when I felt peaceful, or I felt happier, or I felt like centered and things were going well, or I felt just balanced or better or normal. It's like that's almost like a normal feeling. Like, oh, I feel okay. Things happen sometimes that are kind of hard, and sometimes they're awesome. But right now, I just feel like grounded, like I'm okay. And that's the moment, those are the moments that we want to have like grow, when we can. And really, really, and the way we get them to grow is what we'll talk about today a little bit. Just like what you focus on is what happens, right? Like energy flows where attention goes. Is that how that saying goes?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if your energy is going toward the negative all the time because that's your pathway in your brain because it's just been entrenched for so long, well, then let's create a new pathway. That's what we do in our coaching when we do habit change work. So when we can do it, and it's not easy to do. So don't take this the wrong way. Like I'm making it sound like it's just like snap your fingers and you can do it, but it's almost like the Nike commercial. And I'll just go ahead and we'll have right in there Nike, but it's almost like the "Just Do It" slogan, because sometimes you just have to stop thinking about the things that are keeping you in that mucky place and just decide, make a decision, fake it till you make it, act as if. And that does not mean brush your feelings under the rug. But when you can, at times, realize that you are at that better place, be grateful for it and just like hold
Mm.
on to that. Because in a minute, you might not be feeling okay again, and that's all right.
Yeah, I love that. I was actually thinking gratitude. Gratitude is my number one tip. And I was just hoping to apply it myself last night. So I shared on our bonus episode that we've been searching for cars, and it's been really disheartening as car prices go up, cars get older and they get more expensive, which is not the norm. Nothing is the norm anymore, but it was just really frustrating. And I believe in God. So I was praying on my way over there, like, I need a miracle. And I'm not expecting like a check for $1 million to wipe away all my troubles, but just help, help, somehow help. And we got some good news. They're going to give us 2,000 more for our trade in than another place, which is huge. And I just took it. I was like, you know what? It's not going to buy a car. That 2,000 in the long run doesn't mean much, but I'm thankful. It was something for me. Like, it was just reassurance. You're not alone. It's going to be okay. You'll make it through. People, and yes, people have a lot more serious, heartbreaking situations, but all of us are going through something that is hard. The more people I talk to, the more I see that. Like, life is getting harder. It's the weirdest things going on, but in that same vein, seeing what's good, right? What is going well? We always start our coaching sessions with like, what can we celebrate that's going well for you? Because as you mentioned, it kind of redirects the mind, especially if we're used to looking for the bad and the negative. We need to start refocusing that mind. And I saw the most beautiful sunset as I arrived at that dealership. And there's just like so many things. They're like, it's going to be okay. This is not a big deal. It's not ideal, but it's going to be okay. So that helped me last night.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's it's so important to like just the fact that you were able to like acknowledge that that sunset as something that really made you feel like hopeful and grateful, as well as the money that you were. I mean, that's to me like an answered prayer, you know. And I think that again, no matter what you who or what you believe in, that might be a higher power for you. If you do, having just faith or trust, if that's a better word for people, um, that it's working out is challenging to do that. But the thing is, like that just do it slogan, it's almost like you just kind of have to make a decision to do it, because it the more you practice it, just knowing, thanking in advance for what you want or have, um, just claiming that you know that it's going to work out. You don't know how. You don't know how. Okay. We don't know when and we don't know how. That's always how that's a surrender mode. Okay. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how any of this is going to make sense or work out for me, but I just know it will when it's supposed to. Okay. And then that's how you let go of the control. Like, okay, my hands are off this wheel now, and I'm just going to keep walking out my life and doing the thing. And whenever the thing that I want to have happen is supposed to happen, I trust that it will, or something better, or something good, because it's not going to be necessarily something bad. It's going to be something better. And having the faith that someone up there or out there wants the best for you may feel hard to do when you've had a lot of abuse and trauma and bad things happening. That is very, very difficult. I totally understand that. So that's why faith is one of those things that you just have to know without proof that it's going to work out. And the more you just practice blindly having faith in whatever you want, the more your life shifts and gets more centered and grounded, and you do start to notice, oh wait, the sunset. The sunset. I mean, I never noticed the sunset before. Like it's there every day, and I never noticed it all the time. You know, sometimes you think you see a sunset, and you think it's beautiful, and yeah, it's great. But to have a real appreciation in that moment for the beauty of our world and the beauty of our universe and everything that we have, it's just it makes you fall to your knees sometimes. Like, I can't believe I've been taking everything in my life for granted. The fact that I can walk, or that I can, you know, sleep at night, or that I can, you know, I have a home, things like this that we just don't think about because we're so focused on so many other things. And again, a lot of things in life are very, very big, and you can't focus on these other things. I get that for sure. But our point in this conversation is just to say, when you can, or if you can, just even if it's small, give yourself that win, you know, like celebrate the little tiniest things and they will grow. So
Yeah, I love that. I do love that. And here in Tennessee, especially, the sunsets are amazing. I don't know, sunrises and sunsets just speak to me. I love them. So, another thing that we want to talk about is kind of that duality of like grief and pain, and also peace and joy. Like, you can experience both. We are complicated human beings, but we don't just have to sit in one emotion at a time. So, there's someone in my life who recently lost her sister very tragically and very unexpectedly. And I follow her blog, and she was just talking about how it's been a couple months, but she's seeing like moments where she's smiling or laughing. And then she'll immediately be like, is that okay? Like, I'm in mourning. And she's questioning, right? And the brain can only be under trauma and stress for so long. Like, it needs to just rise above it once in a while. And I think it's beautiful that she's able to smile and be happy again in the midst of that deep pain and loneliness and just mourning someone she loved so much. We can do that. As you were saying, we don't have to just sit in the darkness. There is light. You can find the light. It doesn't change your situation. That will happen. Everything will get resolved. We know this. Life is ups and downs, but if we can have a little more ups, if we can somehow force, even sometimes listen to a comedian, listen to just music that's uplifting, dance around the kitchen, get a little goofy. You'll feel silly maybe, but just anything to just kind of break up that, what is the word, that melancholy, just anything to just give you moments of reprieve, to just let you know, like, it really will be okay. Like, nothing lasts forever. And we are constantly evolving. Life is always changing. So just knowing that your time of happiness and joy will come fully, but maybe now it's just little moments here and there.
Absolutely. I love that. And the other thing is, or tacking onto that is this idea that, just because a person has done a lot of inner work and a lot of has gone through a lot of healing and things does not mean they are immune from problems.
Hmm.
We all have them, and sometimes they're really, really big and they slap us really hard and knock us down. But the stronger you get with your vulnerability and your healing, the faster you get through the painful things, even if they're huge, like huge things. And so this journey, being on earth, isn't like, oh, I've arrived and now I'm never going to have any problems. It's just you're able to get back to the peace, because again, it's a muscle memory. You kind of just know how to find it again when you can. But in the meantime, before that, I might have a whole bunch of stuff swirling around, a lot of emotions, a lot of pain, a lot of confusion, a lot of unknowns. And that is very, very scary and difficult. I know that. And then when you realize, well, it's going to all work out. I don't know how, I don't know when, and I'm scared, but I know something is happening for me and for my people, or whoever this is happening to. Then it's like, you can have those moments of laughter. You can sit down and watch a movie with your family and enjoy yourself. It doesn't make the fear of the unknowns and the trauma or whatever is going on go away. So you're in the middle of it, you're in the middle of it. But it's finding the presence and the peace in the chaos. And that's how we live a good quality of life, because things are out of our control. When people die, when bad things happen to our loved ones, when we get into a car accident, or someone's abusive, or we have things that just happen that are not fair, don't seem fair or good. The only way to really survive is to try to find those peaceful, happy moments when you can. And that isn't denying anyone else, or making it like you're being doing something wrong, like you said with the person that who lost her sister. It's just the people who stay behind have to live, and all of us have to live. And when our family members have problems, we can't take care of it for them. We can support them, be there, but we can't do it for other people. And so just be the best example of peace and happiness that you can be, and maybe it will help the other ones who are having struggles find their own. And that's really important, to try to kind of pay it forward in a sense.
Yeah, I love that. Just as you were talking, I was thinking about, like, we as humans are so much more resilient than we think. I feel like each generation is getting a little less. We're like believing we're not as resilient as we actually truly are. And think back, you've been through so much and you survived it. Maybe you are thriving because of it. Whatever you're going through, you will survive and you'll make it. You'll be okay. You'll live. Spoiler alert. Like, you're going to live through the darkness. No, sometimes it doesn't seem like it. But just remember, like, you've gone through things before. Once this resolves, something new will come along eventually. I mean, I'm not trying to be like defeatist or anything, but it's just, life is ups and downs. I tell my kids that, like, be grateful for the ups. We move through the downs. Like, that's just life. That's what makes it beautiful. That's what keeps it from being boring. And that's what keeps us growing, as you were talking about, changing, evolving, being better, hopefully, just being better. So our self-love lens for all of this is just be kind to yourself, whatever you're going through. You're going to make it. And whatever you need to make it, look for that. If you need support, ask for support. If you need a friend who can listen, go for a walk with you, ask, right? Call someone up, go to a support group, reach out. There are people out there. Look up Kristen and I. Like, we're on this self-love path as well. So you can find us in our Facebook group. We will definitely interact with you. We don't have virtual assistants. Like, we're answering all the little inquiries and the posts. We'd love to talk you through whatever you're going through. We understand. It's been really hard for all of us. Any last tips, Kristen?
No, I just really appreciate what you said about, the highs and lows of life, and really, again, just sort of appreciating the good times when you can feel good. And it just, in my life personally, that has helped me so much to just be grateful for, my children, or my animals, or the fact, just little things. They're not little things at all, but they're the things that we take for granted sometimes when we're in the middle of it all. And just being able to laugh. Laughing is my favorite thing in the whole world. And like you said, watch a comedian. I mean, I love like Conan O'Brien. We need more people for us to add to the list. But I do. He's so funny. I think he's hilarious, and he just makes me like fall over. And I always just love watching funny things, and it really, really helps in the times that are hard, to laughter. And it is the best medicine. Apple a day and laughter a day.
Yeah.
There you go. You'll be fine. That's my health coaching for the day. So now that's all I have to say. This is, I think, an important topic, and I'm glad. Hopefully it's a little lighter for people. I know there's hardship right now, but just do your best. We're all doing our best. Just try to find a way to, take it one step at a time. That really helps with it. If you think of it as a big thing to do, it will be too hard to do it. So try to just think of it as a little, okay, right now, my dog wants me to pet him, so I'm going to do that. Then 5 minutes from now, I'll do something else, I don't know,
Yeah.
little, just little by little.
Yeah, I love that. I was just thinking, as like spring is finally approaching. It's been so cold here in Tennessee, and it's going to snow this weekend. It's so crazy, but the sun is coming out. And then on the days the sun is out, like, soak it up. Flowers will be in bloom. Our hearts can also be in bloom as we seek like what we're thankful for, and the gifts that we do have. I love that you mentioned like these gifts we take for granted that actually mean the whole world to us. So look around you and see what you've been given and express gratitude for it, and that will lift you as well. So we are so excited to announce group coaching coming up. We will be opening that up soon. We're going to have 6 to 8 people, and we're just super excited to just coach and have people just go through the program and see the changes that come for them. We want to group coach with everyone who's ready and just work on like self-care and self-love and any boundaries they need, and certain things in their lives, just anything to help us progress and be happier. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, I'm excited for the group coaching, because groups are really amazing. The way people help each other, and the way they feel seen and heard in a different way than when you're not in a group. And you and I are going to do it together. So I'm excited about that, because I think that'll be cool for people. Like, we'll help 2 coaches for 1 kind of thing. And I just love groups. They're so empowering for people, and they're very, very helpful. So yeah, I'd love to see people sign up for our group. That would be our group or groups, depending on what we do. But we're excited. We're just going to try 1 for now, see what happens. But yeah, exciting.
Yeah. So look for that in our Facebook group, or you can email us for more information. Try selflovepodcast@gmail.com. We hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you next time.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.